Welcome into Tappy Vegas, brought to you by Better and Green. Today we're breaking down UFC 314, Diego Lopes versus Alexander Volkanovski. Today I'm riding solo. Bobby's out there brawling away. Guys, really exciting fight card. Me and Bobby will have an episode next week, even though the UFC is going on a little hiatus. We're going to discuss how the UFC needs to be fixed, some changes they can make. Because if you guys watched that Torres-Finney-Valentin fight last week, in what world can you have another man's nuts on the back of your neck for 15 minutes and be declared the winner? That fight was absolutely horrible. Neither of them deserved to win that fight. I even made a tweet about it. I said Torres Finney needs to focus on the F in UFC for fighting instead of the C in UFC, which stands for cuddling. Let's talk about this first fight. We have Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. This is a really interesting fight here. Very similar age. The one thing that is not similar is their reach. Sean Woodson, a decorated boxer, 7-inch reach advantage. That's huge. Dan Ige, he's got that dog in him. He's just a tough dude. Stepped up on a few hours' notice to go and fight. I believe maybe it was Brian Ortega dropped out and fought. Was it Diego Lopes? I can't remember. But Ige came in on just a couple hours' notice, like 3 hours, and fought in the UFC, of a UFC fight on 3 hours notice. It's just insane. So that dude's always ready to throw down. Sean Woodson, though, very long, rangy boxer. And some of these guys that have that range, they have that length, they don't use it correctly, right? Like, they're longer, but you can kind of get by their guard. This dude, he's a decorated boxer, Golden Glove. Sean Woodson, I just think that his striking's too good. I think Danny is going to have a hard time getting to him. And so, Sean Woodson, I think he probably wins by decision here. I think EA is a little bit too strong, a little bit too durable, has too much heart to go down in this one. So I think Sean Woodson does win, probably unanimous decision in this one. Also, looking at the money side of things, it looks like Sean Woodson has 56% of the bets, 70% of the money. So, unfortunately, we are on the public side here. Danny gave 44% of bets, 30% of money. So, but you know what? We've faded the public, and Vegas has just been getting cooked lately. It's been really crazy that some of the stuff that you just look at the splits and you think it's going to go one way and it totally doesn't. Let's talk about the second fight, which I think is going to be the most difficult fight to break down that we're going to talk about today. That's going to be Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. Man, Yair's got the reach advantage in this one. We were just talking about reach advantages, but they're both over 30. I just wonder why Patricio, like, he's a talented fighter, but why is he just now coming into the league? I know he just got out of his contract, but man, you've had you're 36-7, and this is your first fight in the UFC. Like, that's crazy to me. You've taken so much damage. You've dished out so much damage. But man, at this point, you're 37. You've had that many miles put on. I don't really know what he's doing here. It just seems like manufactured hype. Even when they asked Dana, they gave him 2 guys that just lost their PFL contracts. And they asked him about both of them. And for Pitbull, he was just like, yeah, I have to talk with the boys. We'll find out about him. And then they asked about the other guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, we'll bring him over. Dana had a little bit of hesitation there. Rodriguez coming off that nasty loss to Brian Ortega. I'm still a little bit bitter about that one because, I mean, he had rocked Ortega. I thought Ortega was out. Man, it was a nasty fight. Good on the ref for letting it keep going. It went into the third. Rodriguez got caught and got choked out. Got tapped. I think I have to go with Yair again, though. I just think he's still the younger prospect. He's fought the better competition. I hate that he's almost a 2-1 favorite, but I get it, though. Patricio's just so much older and has so much wear and tear. And if Yair's able to keep this at range and just work his kicks, it's going to be a long night for Pitbull. This is a hard first fight to come into the UFC on. Looking at the money percentages for this one, Yair, 64% of bets, 56% of money. So we are on the public side for this one as well. Patricio, 36% of bets, 44% of the money. I just think we have to be on Yair here again. Pitbull, I would say to stay away from this fight because you don't really want to bet 2-1 on Yair, but at the same time, I don't really want to throw it on the dog and just hope for the best with Pitbull either, because it seems like there's a lot of ways this could go wrong for him. So I will go Yair Rodriguez. I could see a KO. I could see a decision. I'll go money line just to be safe. It's not going to be a submission. It won't be a submission with Yair, but I feel like one of those two methods if you're feeling cheeky, but I'll just go money line for him. Talk about this next fight. This is the people's fight. The people's main event. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. And man, if you have not seen the Bryce Mitchell and MMA Guru interview yet, I recommend you go back and watch it. And if you're thinking Gene Silva is just going to come in and just destroy Bryce Mitchell, just Josh Emmett him, which once again, go back and watch the Josh Emmett Bryce Mitchell knockout. You'll know why Bryce Mitchell's saying some of this crazy stuff. I mean, he got his sense knocked out of him. He really did. The sense was shaken out of his body after that knockout. But he is like coming in as like a Christian crusader. Like, Bryce is so ready for this fight. He has no fear. He's saying, I'm a warrior for God. Silva is evil. He's got demons in him, and the Lord always wins. The Lord will prevail. Like, Mitchell he's not coming into this scared, which good on him. But Silva's not coming in scared either. Mitchell has really good takedowns. And I think this could surprise some people because they think Mitchell's just going to get dog walked. And I think this could. So this is going to be a little different than what my official pick is. But I think Mitchell can make this an ugly fight. I think if he could take down Silva and control him on top, it might be kind of boring. It might be like another Torres-Finney fight where he just tries to control him the entire match. I don't think he'll be able to, but I think he might. I think he might be able to. That's like a 5% think he will be able to. Maybe 50. I'll give him 15%. 15%. But my official prediction is that Gene Silva wins by finish. Gene Silva, 77% of the bets, 49% of the money. That's an interesting number there. Minus 265. 23% of bets. 23% of bets on Bryce Mitchell, 51% of the money. Interesting. We got some holy war money coming in on Mitchell here. That's 51% at plus 230, plus 215 in that area. So other people are thinking the same thing, that Bryce Mitchell's wrestling might be enough to neutralize Gene Silva. The official prediction is going to be no. I would say Silva gets the knockout. I think he could get the submission also. Bryce Mitchell's not a bad fighter. He's not. I just think Gene Silva is on another level right now. And he said that, like, he wants to take Mitchell, like, I can't remember his exact words, but basically he wants to drag him into deep water and make him quit. Like, he wants to really brutalize Mitchell in a bad way. He wants to make this a statement fight. I think he might do it. I think he might do it. Mitchell's had a lot of controversy going on. A lot of controversy. And it might come back to bite him. There's a lot going on in his head, and he might not be thinking about fighting. You get out there, you're thinking about what everybody's been saying, you're more focused on the outcome than you are the opportunity that's right in front of you. So this is the Nuck If You Buck fight of the night. This is going to be the one I'm looking forward to the most. Well, let's talk about the fight before the main event, the one between Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett. This one, the odds are much closer. Michael Chandler, kind of a meme right now, 1-4. He's much older. Paddy 5-0, the younger guy, the exciting guy, finished King Green. I don't know. I don't feel good about this one. But I'm going to go Michael Chandler here. I think Chandler can actually get this one done. Chandler's fought some good guys. He really has. But looking at the money percentages here, 43% of bets on Chandler, 51% of money. So we're seeing some sharp money come in. This is not the public side. I think Chandler can just control Paddy. I think his wrestling's better. And as long as he doesn't get in danger with Paddy of getting subbed, but he's a good wrestler, Chandler is. And I know like he didn't look great against Oliveira. In my opinion, Oliveira is like top 2 in the division. Top 2. I think he's outstanding. I really think Oliveira is so good. So I wasn't surprised when he beat Chandler. I had predicted that he would beat Chandler. But I don't think Paddy's on that level. I don't think Paddy's close to that level. I think Chandler's going to come in. He's going to be able to control this fight. I think his striking is pretty decent. Paddy's striking is pretty decent too. But I just think Chandler gets this one done. I think it'll probably be a decision. Maybe a split decision for this one. I think Paddy's definitely going to win a round. So if you can get like Paddy at plus 3.5, or Paddy's a favorite, you're going to be getting him at minus 3.5. That's a horrible bet. Maybe but Chandler plus 3.5 if you want to do round props. I just think it's going to be Chandler by decision here. I will just take Chandler on the money line because he's plus 130. I think he's worth it. I think his grappling pedigree is going to be worth that money. Let's talk about the main fight, guys. We have Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. I just realized there's a lot of you thought fights here. There's a lot of tricky fights that you can contradict yourself going from one fight to the next fight. But I think I'm going to do it again here. I think I'm going to go with the older dog. Not as in dog and odds, but just the older dog, the older fighter. Diego Lopes does has a reach. He's much younger. And I know Volk's been knocked out. Like, he's not looked good. He's 2-3. I believe his last 3 losses are all Makhachev, Topuria. And Topuria knocked his lights out. And he's been gone for a while. Now he's back. He's taking on Lopes, who's hungry. This is for the belt, the vacated belt. I think Volk can do it. I just think Volk's better than Lopes. And I think Lopes will come out. Once again, this is a 5-round fight. This is very, very familiar territory for Volk. All Volk has been doing is 5-round fights for forever. Lopes, no. He hasn't. He has some cardio concerns. Volk, he's very, even at his older age, he's pretty elusive. So if he could just weather the storm for the first, kind of like he did with Topuria, except Topuria really ate his leg up. And Lopes could, but Lopes isn't anywhere near Topuria. And I think Topuria is one of the best guys in the UFC right now. Like, pound for pound, I'd probably put Topuria top 5. And that might be crazy to some people, but I think top 5, he might even be higher than just top 5. I'm very, very high on Topuria. But Lopes is just not on that level. And he hasn't fought the guys to be on that level. He fought Brian Ortega, was his last fight. Destroyed Ortega in the first. Then Ortega started coming back and looking a little bit better. I like Lopes a lot. And I think Lopes is a great guy. He always stays ready, so his gas tank over 5 rounds concerns me, but I think he'll be okay over the 3. I don't think Volk gets the knockout here. This just kind of seems like this could be another decision, doesn't it? Like, I can see him not getting the sub, not getting the knockout. Volk is being counted out by everybody. I mean, he's coming back hungry, and if he wasn't ready, then he wouldn't be coming back. This is also a fight that's like, if he comes back and loses this, I think Volk retires. I really do. because you've lost 3 in a row. You lost the double belt chance. Then you lost it to Topuria. And like now this feels like a pretty nice step down from Topuria to Lopes. Lose to Lopes, it's like, all right, who's Volk going to have next? Like, really, who would Volk have next after he keeps losing to these guys? Makes you start thinking. I could see Volk hanging it up if he doesn't win this one. So I think he's coming in wanting to win and then win that belt back, make another run, and then probably the next time he loses, he retires. But 37% of bets, man, 35% of the money on Volk at the favorite odds. Everybody's pouring their money in on Lopes. And I get it. Lopes is exciting. He's one of the new, probably one of the favorite guys in the UFC that aren't like a champion. I think Lopes is just loved by the fan base. How about for Haymaker? I'm really not sure because we don't have the odds out yet. I want to do either Sean Woodson decision or Michael Chandler decision. Sean Woodson's already minus 170 favorite. Chandler's plus 130. I don't know what a Sean Woodson would be at because like right now, it could be at a plus 100, which is horrible. That's not what our haymakers are. Our haymakers are our big odd plays. Also, thank you to DraftKings. We get all of our odds from them. And if you want a free $150 from them, make sure you guys click the link in the description. I think I'll go Chandler decision here. Since he's already the underdog at plus 130. I think he owns the control time and gets this win. I think that's going to be a pretty juicy bet. And I like it to happen. So we'll do Michael Chandler by decision. And guys, if you haven't yet, please make sure you guys like and subscribe. We post content for every UFC card. We give you guys 5 fights every card, and then bonus content throughout the year too, like our favorite fighters, fixing the judging, and then our one coming up right now, fixing the UFC just in general. That's going to be a really, really fun, interesting episode. So please make sure you guys subscribe so you guys get to see that. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace, guys.